I want to bring up the latest polling here that shows that Karen Bass has 26% support, Rahman 25%, Spencer Pratt 22%. What do you make of this latest poll heading into Tuesday and Pratt's chances?
Well, it's neck and neck. And as you say, it's a fascinating race. And he's come on strong in the last several days. And if he carries that momentum into Tuesday, he could very easily be one of the two that prevail and then goes on to the November election. And it's fascinating in that he's an outsider. This is a guy, who's a reality TV star. He ran a crystals healing business. He's kind of kept arm's length from Donald Trump because only roughly 15% of registered voters in Los Angeles are Republicans. So he's got to get the Democratic vote to win. And I think that you see him campaigning on meat and potato issues, not on polemics and sort of ideology, but on homelessness, the problem of homelessness, the problems that resulted from the Palisade fires not being addressed after the fires occurred. Meat and potatoes issues that are resonating not just with Republicans, but with Democrats as well.
Los Angeles Times poll showed that a large majority of voters, 63% of voters in Los Angeles, say that the city is on the wrong track. That is a terrible number if you're the incumbent, Karen Bass. And I'm wondering whether or not you think that is ultimately going to be the decider in all of this, or whether or not you think their attacks on Spencer Pratt as some reality TV star who has no experience to run the city is going to really rule the day here.
Our Laura Nelson has a story on this in the Wall Street Journal that, Karen Bass has had sort of a rough go of it. She was out of the country when the fires happened. There was questions about her having prepared the population for the sort of the evident danger that was evolving in the days that led up to the fire and in the subsequent fires. So she's never really fully recovered from that. And look, there's a long history of the American voter throwing out the incumbent and wanting somebody fresh when they feel that issues such as homelessness. Los Angeles has a disproportionate number of the homeless, and there's a huge amount of drug addiction. So the question is whether or not the city is dealing with drug addiction or dealing with homelessness, looking for shelter for people or looking for cure to some of the addiction. And I think that that's what Spencer Pratt is kind of playing into quite effectively.